Hello everyone, welcome to another video from Little Shed Big Ideas. So what I am going to do today is my first tool review, and what I'm going to review is this, my DeWalt compound mitre saw. So this is the DWS773 model. Can be bought from loads of different locations and retails for around about £200. Bought for me as a present from my wife for my birthday. I've been living with it now for around about 3 weeks. I've used it for various jobs, including building the workbench that it sits on. So let's have a look at it in a bit more detail. So to start off, what I'm going to do is just talk about some of the safety features that you get with the DeWalt mitre saws. So first off is a clamp, which is obviously a very important thing to make sure that no kind of timber or wood that you're cutting does go flying off in any directions and injuring either yourself or anyone around you. One little feature I do like of this, because this can be quite a slow process turning this up and down, you can also unscrew it just here and move it up and down for a much quicker action. Just get that one out of the way. So next thing I'm going to move on to is the blade guard. So the thing I really like about this is just the pure size of it and the fact that it does cover up the whole blade itself. I have seen some which are just like this, which I still don't think are the best options, and some obviously that just are completely retracted, which don't offer any protection whatsoever. As regards to how they work, it's just a simple squeeze of the first trigger when actually release it down, and then obviously it gives you a good eye for your original and your starting cut into any pieces of wood. So one of the reasons I also went for this was just the fact that of how compact it really is as a piece of kit. So quite often what you'll see with the saws is you'll get the metal rods that stick out the back, which is where obviously it gives you the ability for it to slide. Now this doesn't have those rods. What I've actually done is inverted them and put the rods into the actual machine chassis itself. So instead of it kind of sliding backwards, this one actually slides forwards in essence. So the rods are still there, but they, like I say, they are hidden into the machine itself. I really like this feature. I think this is something that other companies should take on going forward, purely as a space saver. So the blade itself, what I've got currently sitting in here at the moment is just the one that came with it. So it's a 30 tooth blade. I'm not entirely sure what metal this is made of, to be honest with you. Like everyone knows with my channel, I'm kind of new to all this woodworking stuff, so I'm not really up on those kind of things, but I just wanted to give you a real world review of it. So not only does it have the ability to be able to cut 45-degree angles in both directions, what it also allows you to do is actually tilt the blade head itself. Again, as most people know, I am not the most experienced person when it comes to correct terminology with woodworking. I believe this is being called a compound cut. So it'll give you a swing of, I believe, 45 degrees in both angles. I'm just going to test because I'm not entirely sure. No, it doesn't. It just gives you over to one side. So a couple of other things I just wanted to mention. Obviously, when I put this into my shed, I really wanted to make sure the area that it was fit between the two uprights of the shed. So I actually had to take the handles off the sides. I don't really need them here because this is all level, so it works out the same for me. But it's just something I wanted to point out just as an added difference. I'm right-handed, so I find this quite simple, but to actually release and press the button and pull at once is quite simple. I've had to try and do a couple of cuts with my left hand, and it does make it a little bit more tricky. So I don't know, I guess DeWalt don't actually do a left-handed saw. That would be a bit of a silly thing necessarily, but I think it's maybe something, if you are a left-handed person, you're going to want to think about if this is the one you're looking at buying. Okay, so this has been my real world review of the DeWalt DWS773 compound mitre saw. I really like this. I think it's a cracking bit of kit. It's got some fantastic safety features on here, not only to protect yourself from the blade, but also any potential tear up or jumps of wood. It's also got the fitted dust extraction system. I believe it's called the DeWalt Quick Fit or Quick Click, something like that system, which is something I might have a little look into myself going forward. As I mentioned, the only changes I've really made to it are the fact that I've had to take the handles off the sides just so it really fit into the workspace that I wanted it to. To give you an idea on sizes, the workbench it's sitting on front to back is 21 inches. So it fits into a relatively small area, has all the usual features that a compound mitre saw would have. The major thing and the main reason I bought this more than anything else was just because I really like the way that it is so compact. The fact that DeWalt have managed to actually put the slide bars into the machine, so instead of having the usual standard bars sticking out the back, what this one actually does is it have the bars actually built into the machine here, so it slides forward very nicely. If you have any questions or comments, or you want to know any more about it, or anything weird or wonderful, just please add some comments in the box below. As always, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Essentially, it's just me muddling through woodworking until I find something that works for me and can kind of get to a competent level where I can make something that I like. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.